Welcome to Repco Muscle Garage. Proudly brought to you by Repco. It starts with the parts. Mount Shop, undercar specialists. Maguire's, people who love cars, love Maguire's. And Rizlone, high-performance additives for high-performance vehicles. In this episode, we take a look at Mike Pearce's Roush-powered 65 Fastback and have a chat to the team at Matamata Panelworks about some exciting new developments. But first up, thanks to our mates at Maguire's, we're off to Medi Dragway for the American Muscle Car Club's popular Father's Day drags. After a few false starts, the crowds poured in to see the best of American and Australian street-legal machines tear up the tarmac.
We're down here at Medi Dragway to hold our Father's Day drags. It's not Father's Day. We've had a couple of delays with COVID and wet weather and stuff like that. But on our third time, we're getting it away today. We've got a really good turnout, hopefully up to 200 cars racing. V8s only, American and Australian. We're going to have 3 qualifying runs each for every car. And then the top 8 shootouts of American and Australian. They'll be your quickest cars of the day. After that, we'll have a burnout comp. And then we'll get on to our normal racing ABC brackets for the rest of the cars. And the prize giving, barbecue at the end. We've jacked up a sunny day for everyone, so it should be a cool day. If you're not here, you're missing out. We're giving out plastic cups, vouchers from some of our sponsors, like Mount Shop and Repco, Maguire's. We've got a big list of sponsors there. We got fastest time of the day, fastest car driven to the track, fastest American in the top 8, fastest US in the top, Australian in the top 8. We've got the winner of the burnout comp. Then you'll have first and second on your A bracket, B bracket and C bracket. You've actually got a ladies bracket as well, first and second there. We do a hard luck trophy in case someone blows up or spins out or something like that, but obviously we don't wish that on anyone. And we'll also give awards we'll look around the pits and the crowd, and best Ford, best Chevy, best Mopar, best other, we'll give them awards as well. We give lots of trophies. It's all fun. It's just about a fun family day for everyone. All these cars are street cars, Warrant Fitness, registered. They have to be. This is not. Some of the cars are race cars, but they are also street cars only. If the car's not legal, it's not running. All age drivers, as long as you've got a driver's licence and you comply with health and safety and everything else, you can run here. This is just it's a budget way for someone to have some fun drag racing, give you a taste what drag racing is, and you might come back later and get into it big time, who knows.
Dan Southall from Rolleston, Christchurch. We haven't raced at Father's Day drags for probably 7 years. So we had the car up here, my 2 sponsors, C&M Performance and Fish Race Engines, so got a new motor in it, so we flew up and thought we'd race it. 69 Camaro, runs a twin turbo 406 Chev small block, makes about 1,400 horsepower at the tyres. It's a brand new motor in it, so first time we've run that particular motor. So we're creeping up on it, and every run we were getting faster and faster. In the final we had a little issue, so we couldn't go as good as we wished, but it was great to get to the final, so yeah. Good for my sponsors and, both in the final, so it was great, yeah. We did like an A5 something, 172 miles an hour today, so we want to creep down on that a little bit, the next drag meeting, and yeah, so just a good fun day today though. I've owned that for 15 years. I bought it when I was about 28. And it's always run high 9, second quarter miles and just slowly progressed. So yeah, it's good. We actually drove it down from Auckland today. We unloaded it up in Auckland and drove it down to the track, so yeah, it was a bit of fun. Going down the motorway with a parachute on the back. I bought the car with no running gear, so I put my motor that I had in another car in it, and then Basically, when I was doing 10-second quarter miles and no roll cage, but we'd still cruise around in it, me and the wife and kids, and just progressed, really. So it's still good fun, you know. Just can't take the kids in the back anymore, they're a bit big.
Harley Douglas from Ellerslie, Auckland. Got a 68 Chev Camaro. It's running a 582 Scott Shafroth big block in it. Had the car about 15 years, brought it in from Oklahoma. And yeah, I'm sort of on the second engine now, but yeah, blew the first one up, racing down here, run a bearing. And then I thought I'd just go bigger, go for a pump gas motor, pumping out just shy of 800 on 98 octane. And then I've got a 175 shot of nitrous and a bit of C16 in the boot, just for, yeah, takes it up to over 900. So just cut my best time then, personal best of a 9975 at 137. So I'm pretty happy with that.
Owen McLaughlin, I'm from Hamilton. I run the 69 Plymouth GDX. Does about 14.2 as I just found out, 0.2 of a second too fast. Runs a 383 and 727 torque light. We've got a dial-in time. Mine was 14.4, which I'd been doing all morning in practice, and I did a 14.2, so that's it. I have done 13.8 before, but tried different tyres and they're a bit bigger and go a bit slower, but still good.
Reese Fish, in his 532 cubic inch twin-turbo big block Chev, took out the top American spot with a run of 8.33 at 160 miles per hour. And Mike Black took out the top Australian spot with his twin supercharged HQ Ute with a time of 9.73 and 143 miles per hour.
Advanced protection of hybrid ceramic.
Whoa.
Now in 3 easy-to-use products. In original spray wax, now as a liquid wax, and a spray detailer. Meguiar's hybrid ceramic family with advanced SiO2 technology. Meguiar's, ceramic made easy.
Rizlone has been in engines almost as long as engines have been in cars. Why? Because from then until now, there's never been a perfectly clean fuel. This means every time you fill up, you're adding pollutants and contaminants to your fuel system. Rizlone Fuel Injector Cleaner can cure those woes and help save your engine. Rizlone Fuel Injector Cleaner adds an upper cylinder lubricant, providing double the cleaning power out of the same bottle. We know something about aging well, so when we say it's your engine's fountain of youth under a screw top, you can count on it. Rizlone is the original engine tune-up. Available at participating stores near you.
Welcome back to Repco Muscle Garage. Now, thanks to Mount Shop, we take a look at Mike Pearce's extensively customised 65 Mustang Fastback Resto Mod.
So this is my 1965 Mustang Fastback. It was a Resto Mod. It's running a 427 Roush engine. The car was built by Matamata Panel Works. Took about 2 years to create the beast. There's been some extensive amount of work done to house that engine, and the whole car was based around that engine. So we started with the engine and worked backwards really from there. There's probably not one panel on there that hasn't been touched or massaged, strengthened. So the car's out of Santa Barbara. When it came out, it had a 287 standard auto gearbox C4, drum brakes, and I remember driving it in Auckland here for the first time over the Harbour Bridge in rush hour. Everything in front of me suddenly stopped. And I kept on going. I was foot on the brake, standing off onto the pedals, up from the seat, and the thing just wouldn't stop. So I did sideways over the bridge, and I thought, well, from there on in, I've got to do something about this. I can't drive this car on New Zealand roads. So that's when the old Resto Mod idea kind of kicked in a bit, really, to restore it and change everything make it handle a lot better and stop and go quicker. Matamata Panel Works, who did the work, Malcolm, who's the owner down there, who's become a friend of mine now, I suppose, over the number of years that I've known him. We worked extensively on the car. Once we bought the 427 in, we realised that the bodywork was not going to be up for it. I mean, there's a lot of stiffening and strengthening that's actually gone on. That when you look at the car, you actually don't, it just looks stock standard, but there's probably not, like I say, not one panel on there that actually hasn't been worked. The windscreens are flush mounted. So not a lot of people know that once you put a flush mounted windscreen into a car like this, you've actually got to add about an inch of steel all the way around it because the metal isn't there to actually accommodate the windows. That's front and back.
When he first brought the car in, because the car was built a while ago, and then he's done a little bit of an upgrade on it. But with Mike, 100% had the vision. Probably one of those guys that every custom shop would love to have, and fortunately we got him. And the relationship has grown real strong. He 100% knew what he wanted and the look that he was after. And that's why that car's outstanding and looks how it does, because he thought about it for a long time, did his homework and came to us with a lot of the stuff's done. As everybody can agree when you see it, it's an outstanding car.
So the carbon fibre bonnet, which is also a Ring Brothers item, was specially ordered from them. When it came over, we realised that actually once we put it on the car, it was an inch shorter than the standard Mustang lid. So the guys had to then extend the cowl window, custom maker fabricate a piece of steel in the front there to actually fit the bonnet, which just means basically moving the whole front of the car forward from the windscreen about an inch, so that it would actually have nice lines. The wheels themselves, the Forge line, they came out of the States. They made them for this car, got the sizes exactly what we were after. The other thing that Panelworks did is that, if you notice on the back quarters, is the rear exiting exhaust pipes. It's something I'd seen overseas many years ago on another car, and I thought it wouldn't be great if we'd actually, rather than running the straight out the back, which is the standard sort of GT look on Shelbys and so forth, would be to actually exit them out the sides. And the good thing about that is that when you're going through tunnels or around racetracks against a brick wall, the sound is just amazing. And with the Roush lumpy cam that it's got in there, you can really hear it coming a mile away, which is quite exciting. A lot of people come up to me and they say, is that standard? You know, it kind of almost looks like it should have been there. So it's sort of one of those sort of things you pick up afterwards. The car was built just over a year ago, and because of all this COVID thing and not being able to get it out there, but it hasn't done a lot. But when it first was finished, it went to the National Mustang Convention, which is a show, and it's where all the Mustang clubs around New Zealand, which is, I think it's around about 8 or so, all come together and they show off their cars, and they have a show and they compete. So there's hundreds of cars there, and last year it was in Hamilton. It was put on by the Waikato Mustang Club, and 4 guys sponsored it out there in their area. And the car won Best Resto Mod all years. So that included all the brand new Shelbys that come out, the modern ones nowadays and everything. So it's the first time 65 Resto Mod has actually won that award. And yeah, it was actually quite an achievement for the guys. Saying that though, Panelworks cars, and there were a few there, also picked up quite a lot of awards as well. So it's sort of a credit again to the guys who make those sort of cars. It's going to pick up the stone chips, and it's going to pick up and it's going to be used. And that's the intention, is to actually get it to the racetrack and, like I say, try it out there and see what it can do and make some adjustments if we need to. But yeah, I'm quite excited about doing that.
Right, now thanks to Rizlone, we head to Matamata Panelworks. The team have been busy and even squeezed in a trip to the States for some specialised training.
Lots have happened. We've been to America, went through the Shelby factory over there, with the great news of us now being the New Zealand franchise as a mod shop for Shelby America. Yeah, so that's the big one that's happened in the last 12 months. So that was the week that we went over to Shelby America, which was absolutely fantastic. Worked in the shop. We turned up there with GoPros and cameras and stuff, and the guys over there were blown away with our attitude. And hey, we just did the Kiwi thing, just like any other Kiwi place in any business. just turned up there, started at 4 in the morning because they were starting at 4 in the morning, but they'd finished at 2. But yeah, that was because of the heat over there, but no, it was great. It was a great experience. And we had to do a trip to down to LA to the shipper to organise it all, so it was a busy time. We packed in a lot in that week, but it's what you got to do, eh? Well, a week in Vegas, so it was pretty good. No hangover stories, but it was a lot of fun. So when we were over at the factory, part of my role, what I was looking for, I tried to be on the floor as much as I could, helping the guys just to see, because there's a little rules differently between Shelby in America or American on the road and what they do here in New Zealand with our standards. So part of that was quality control as well and how they do things. So I looked at what they had in place over there, and we've put in a whole side. So the car, right from when it comes in as a standard GT Mustang, it's signed off, checked off. We've got all the torque settings to what the car specs have got to be. So we go through all of that. The mechanic on the job, he dabs the paint off, and then it gets seconded by myself going through. So we know that everything's covered, and right when it's finished, it's either got a final inspection by Ross or myself as the car's going out the door. We had to get a few more staff members, obviously, a whole another line in the shop. As you know, we do the fabrication work. We've got the insurance and crash work that we do now with the Shelby side of things. So it's just another area of the shop that's producing those sorts of cars. So a few more staff members, but we're handling it well. We'll stand by, you know, what Panelworks have done over the last near 2 decades now. Are standing by our work, and if something's not right, we make it right.
There's also a new building in the planning stages.
People that know us and have been around, we've been trying to get to this building for a while. We've owned the sections for a while. Obviously, COVID does a bit of a knockback every now and then, and that's what it did to us this time around, but we're getting closer. We're hopefully to announce sooner than later that we're going to be doing that, but we're going through the planning and design at the moment. And yeah, it's amazing that we've grown out of this place. It's absolutely amazing. When we shifted into this building, we thought, how are we ever going to fill it? But we've got this building, we've got our paint shop, and we've got a storage shed, so we're well and truly outgrowing it. And yeah, it's just, I suppose, a credit to the whole team here, how we're going. The 14th of April 2021 is our 21st birthday. So we were known for our open days. We haven't done one in a while because of different things. You know, it gets so busy here, and to clean the shop up because, you know, the shop isn't this clean all the time. So we're planning on the 18th of April next year to have a big birthday bash. So have a big open day here and celebrate 21 years in business and celebrate it with the team that we've got here. A lot of those guys have been with me a long time. We seem to hold on to the staff, which is great. So yeah, mark that one in your calendar. It's going to be, hopefully it's going to be a good day, and maybe even a big weekend. Monday morning might be a bit hard.
At present, the team at Matamata Panelworks have a couple of builds that we are definitely going to keep an eye on.
Predators, it's like the Mike's car, the Fraser's car, the Eagle's car, the Dave's car. Aaron, who's the owner of Predator, which we try to nickname our cars, he's been around us for a long time, and that car stopped and start, and you know, different things were happening in his life and things like that, but it's back with a vengeance, and that'll be next year in completion. And mate, it's a special car to all of us here, and it had to be right. The engine is a 427 Roush, so plenty of horsepower on that one. I think it's about 600 horsepower. So yeah, it's going to look, and it's got a Tremac behind it in the gearbox. So the whole package of that car, suspension, engine, gearbox, and looks, it's going to tick all the boxes. With the Shelby side of things, we believe that out of the mod shops in the world that are working with Shelby America, that we're probably maybe the only one that's doing the trucks. So we're pretty excited with the F100 Super Sport truck, 770 horsepower. So we'll have some fun with that. They believe that because it's four-wheel drive, the launch of it will outdo the Super Snake car. So and those things are 825 horsepower, so off the mark, they reckon they're pretty quick. So it comes with a Whipple supercharger, which creates that 770 horsepower. The whole front of it gets a facelift, new grills, new bumper, lower chin spoiler, complete new bonnet. We've just tried to make this Shelby pickup truck really good. And this is a two-door, but we're doing the four doors as well, and the Shelby Raptor, so hopefully you'll see a few of them coming out of here.
Keep an eye out in future episodes as we check back in with the team to see the progress of these builds. Thanks to our sponsors, we have this amazing prize pack to give away, including this Repco 27-inch tool chest and trolley, and a complete Maguire's and Rislone car care pack. With a total prize value of over $2,000, there's no excuse not to enter. Just go to themotorhood.com and follow the Repco Muscle Garage link on the homepage. Good luck, everyone. Muscle Garage was proudly brought to you by Repco. It starts with the parts. Mount Shop, undercar specialists. Maguire's, people who love cars love Maguire's. And Rislone, high performance additives for high performance vehicles.